Hey guys, Adam here from the Tint Academy. Thank you for joining us tonight for our webinar. Now, this webinar is going to be quite in-depth. We are recording it right now, so if we miss something or we go a bit too fast, feel free. You will get a copy of this about a couple hours after we're done. So first off, I'll make sure that everybody can see my screen. So there's going to be a presentation there that says the Tint Academy webinar, close more sales and build confidence in Tint and PPF. You should also be able to hear my voice. So we have a chat box to the side. So I want to make sure that everybody can hear me so we don't miss kind of any of the information that we're going to go through this evening or this afternoon. I see a couple of you guys are in other parts of the world. So just make sure that you post in that chat if you can hear me and see the screen in front of you. I'll give you guys a few minutes to make sure everybody can see the same information and can hear me as well. It shows that my bar is talking, so you should be able to hear me through there. So if you can hear my voice and see the screen, make sure you just kind of post in that chat box that you can hear me. Give me a thumbs up or give me a yes in the chat box. It's just going to be over across to your, probably to the left of your screen that says chat. So we got a couple of thumbs up. Perfect. So let's get rolling. So we've been running Tint Academy for about 6 or 7 years now. We have thousands of videos and thousands of hours of how to be the best installer. One of the biggest things that we see is we have awesome installers across Canada and the US, but the biggest problem that they have is actually booking more appointments. The market has kind of gone two ways. There's a lot more shops popping up that are extremely cheap, and you guys have probably all seen that marketing out there as well. So I get my shops in Orlando, Niagara Falls, and Vancouver as well. So our goal now is we've given you all the tools to be successful as an installer. Now we want you to be busy and to be making money. So we're going to go through this webinar of typical roadblocks that you're going to see, how to approach those roadblocks, and how to get more bookings with your actual customers so you can, at the end, make more money. So this is actually based off the book that we released, I think, a couple weeks ago, Sales and Objection Handling Guide. So let's go through all the scripts and all the stuff that we're going to talk about here. It's going to be a lot more in depth. We're going to email you some scripts that you can follow as well. And in this webinar, I'm going to give you some scripts that you can follow. So when you're talking to those customers, you can follow exactly what we've written here to kind of get more closing and get more bookings in your schedule. So if you follow our emails, I know we do send out a ton of emails. We do have another book, The Complete Guide to Starting Your Own Window Tint and PPF Business. Even if you've been doing this for a couple of years, we've kind of broken down everything that we've gone through in the last 6 years and put it in a book. Now, this book is completely free. We don't ask any money. I know on the screen there it says it's $9, but we have a coupon code. You get it emailed to you within about 5 minutes of you registering for that book. So I'd highly suggest, I know I co-wrote the book, so not just to toot my own horn, but make sure that you get it. It's completely free. We don't ask for any money for it. It's more that you guys can go through. So again, if you have been running your Tint PPF detailing wrap business for 6, 7, 8 years plus, I would still suggest to buy this book, or not buy, sorry, download this book, because it goes through some stuff that you may be missing. So a little shameless plug there. So why we created this webinar? So like I talked about before, we created this webinar to help installers, shop owners, and entrepreneurs gain the sales confidence and communication skills needed to grow their business. The biggest thing that I see is I work with hundreds of installers from Halifax to Vancouver to Orlando, and we do this course out in Southeast Asia as well, is they get a customer quote, customer wants to book a PPF window tint service, they give them a price, and they never hear from them again. That's the most common thing. So I know some of the best installers across the country, across the nation, and they have a hard time getting past this. You're great at the skill. You spent a lot of money. You really honed in your skill. So now we want to give you those skills to actually book more customers. And that's where we're kind of focusing on this as well. We built all the education component up. Now we want to help you guys get a lot busier in booking those customers and booking those appointments. So my personal goal, I don't want to just be reading off a PowerPoint. So you guys can go to ChatGPT, you can go to Google. There's a ton of information on the web right now. I want to kind of make this a little more interactive. A lot of the scenarios that we're going to go through in this webinar, you've probably seen what we're going to be talking about, but I want you guys to ask questions. So when you registered for this webinar, we gave you a link to a WhatsApp group as well. That WhatsApp group is going to be open live the entire time. If you didn't get it, I can also send out the link to your email after we're done here, but you can join that WhatsApp group where you can ask questions after the webinar or even today. Now, if you do have a question, again, like I said, I don't want to just be reading off a PowerPoint. So a little bit of a sidebar, brand new laptop. I cannot figure out how to get this, get the video on. So again, you're just be seeing a TE. It should be me talking. Hopefully next we'll get that sorted out. But ask questions. If you have a scenario you came across in your business, post it in the chat as well. Again, if you've experienced that as well, or somebody else on this webinar that's going to be listening to this that experienced that as well. So you're not just helping yourself, you're kind of helping everybody else out there as well. So let's make this a little more interactive and a little more just not me reading out PowerPoints and giving you examples and talking you guys through it. Let's make this that everybody can kind of benefit off this as well. So a couple of you guys in here are, I recognize all the names. Some of them I haven't seen in the past in our courses. So if you're not familiar with us, we're the Tint Academy. We're North America's #1 window tinting school and PPF training. We have courses from Halifax, Montreal, Vancouver, Orlando. I just did the Halifax course myself this weekend, and then I was in Winnipeg. And then this weekend coming up, I'm in Montreal. And then we have Vancouver window tint and PPF the following weekend. We're the first ever school that has actually gone nationwide. So before us, there were kind of course here and a course there, but we've kind of standardized it across the nation and really focused on the actual hands-on skill. Now, one of my big things, I've done tons of continuing education in the past, between this industry and other industries as well. And one of the biggest things that I personally found is a lot of courses that I've taken was about the product. So I'm not going to drop any names or say anything. We're kind of Switzerland that we support everybody out there. But whenever you take a continuing education course from a company, it's salesy, it's pushing their product, you have to buy their product. We wanted to take all that away where it focuses on the hands-on skills. So our goal is that you have customers booked and you can tint or PPF their vehicle. So there's a course in PPF course in Calgary in the past. One of my instructors, Edric, who actually took the course, he's not on this webinar tonight, but he took the PPF course. He's one of my window tint instructors. He took the course, 3 days, cost him $3,000. He goes, Adam, it was okay. He goes, I just learned their software, how to sell their software. He spent about 4 hours out of the 3 days installing film. The rest of it was product information. Because I just want to apply PPF to people's cars. And that's what we wanted to change doing this is give you guys the hands-on skill. It's not just, again, if you've taken a course in the past, it's not just me or one of my instructors talking in front of a PowerPoint. I'm doing that right now for hours. It's we go right to work. We teach you the hands-on skills, working with cars and all that kind of stuff. So again, PPF and window tint, I won't spend too much time on that because most of you know kind of where we come and where we go through. So I have 4 major goals with this webinar. Number 1 is to learn the mindset and skills to increase bookings and close rate by 30%. Number 2 is to understand how to sell without sounding salesy. Number 3 is master real life objection handling techniques. So like I found someone cheaper, I have a friend that can do it, And number 4 is leave the scripts and strategies you can use tomorrow. So I don't want you guys to sit here and listen to me and read off a webinar. I want you to actually take the information and apply it. If you get a customer quote that comes through, take the scripts that we're going to show you and apply it. Try it out. We say that this can increase your bookings by 30% because it's not just a customer asking for a price and you get a price. That's going to leave you dead in the water. We want to give you the skills and the communication, a little bit of a system that you guys can apply to get more bookings right away. And my goal is that you guys, so for every 10 appointments, you book 3, you guys can book 3 more. So why most installers struggle with sales? Again, even like with our company, Tint Academy, we focus so much on the hands-on skill. Hands-on skill, making the best installers is not going to make you the busiest with the most amount of bookings. Your technical skills get you into the industry. Your sales skills keep you in business. So I know some of the best installers that make flawless installs, they're not very busy because they don't run the sales part about it. Now, sales is always kind of a bad a bad term or people don't like hearing it, but at the end of the day, your bookings equal sales, making more money. So you can be a great installer, great at sales. It's the best recipe to have a successful business. So why most installers struggle with sales? So why do you struggle with sales? So and then when I say sales, we're going to equate that with booking. So why do you struggle with booking? So why do you not get bookings? Why do you have a problem with it? What do customers usually say to you? So we want to hear from you. Again, we don't want to just be in this chat box talking about reading off PowerPoint. We want to kind of work through this together because that's the only way that you can grow and then you can be better. So let me know either in the WhatsApp group or in this chat box here. Let me know what you guys have an issue with bookings. So one is price, getting past price. One is response, so getting a response after you've talked to them. So those are the two major things that we're going to be talking about as well, is how to get around price and doing proper follow-ups with your customers as well, so you can actually get that booking into your schedule. So why most installers struggle with sales? So 90% of installers focus on the film and not the customers. Customers don't buy film, they buy confidence and clarity. Now, if there's one thing that you guys learned from this webinar, is customers don't buy film, they buy confidence and clarity. You need to be confident in yourself. And we're going to talk about confidence and clarity. Real world example, two shops offer the same tint. One talks about specs, so how it actually performs, UV rejection, heat rejection. The other talks about comfort and protection. The second shop is always going to get that booking all the time. So you want to figure out what your customer actually wants the film for and talk about their needs, not just what their not just what the specs are. Customers don't care about specs all the time. It's great to have that added benefits to your customer, but again, they want to be talked to as a person, not just off a spec sheet. So people are hesitant to commit to someone that's new starting out. So that's a great point. So I hear that all the time with our students as well, that I'm brand new, I'm not doing this. So we'll talk about that in a couple slides as well, but I always rather take a new installer, giving your customer the extra service and give them guaranteed on your work as well, to give them the comfort to trust you and to spend money with you as well. Never start with price. So this is the number one thing that we see when quotes come through. What's your price? If you just give them price, 9 times out of 10, you will never hear from that person again. You should never just give out a price, because price alone doesn't communicate value. It ends the conversation before it begins. When a customer asks how much for tint and you reply with only a number, they instantly compare to every other shop based on cost and not quality. Instead, use that as a moment to start your dialogue. We want you to talk as a customer, just not on a price and specs. Ask questions like, what vehicle do you have? Are you more focused on heat rejection or privacy? This is going to shift the focus from price to value, helping the customer understand what makes your work different from everybody else out there. Your materials, your craftsmanship, and your service. Customers don't buy the cheapest option, they buy the one that gives them clarity, confidence, and trust. So this is going to be our formula of how we're actually going to get more bookings. So this is kind of, we call this the Tint Academy sales formula. Ask, listen, and prescribe. So these are the 3 pillars that we want you to follow when you get quotes that come through. So the customer contacts you, they ask, what is the price for a 2012 Subaru? First, ask, what is most important, heat rejection, privacy, or appearance? Then you're going to listen. Let the customer tell you what they want. Then you're going to prescribe. Based on that, this is what best option is for you. So always ask, listen, prescribe. If they give you a price, you're not asking, and you just give them a price back, you're not asking them any questions about what they're looking for. You're not listening to what they're looking for. You're not prescribing what works best for them. So we had a student in Calgary, Alberta, who uses Form and double their sales close weeks and sales rate in 2 weeks. So again, it doesn't matter if you're marketing on Facebook Marketplace, Google Ads, you're always going to get customer. What's the price? Again, you want to take control of that situation, follow this formula, you ask, listen, and prescribe. Next, now, step 1, ask the right questions. Start every conversation by gathering information. Our goal is to understand what matters most to them before talking numbers. There's always a reason why somebody wants tint or why they want PPF. You want to find out what those reasons are so you can prescribe proper service to what they're looking for. Now, core discovery questions. So here are a few questions that you should be asked. Now, again, you can screenshot this. We're all going to send it to you out as well. But in your first level is going to be your asking question. So what vehicle are we working on today? That question to build rapport, open conversations, and lets you tailor your pricing. Second question, are you mostly interested in heat rejection, privacy, or appearance? Identifies your motivation so you can sell benefits and not features. How long do you plan on keeping the car? Determines whether to recommend standards film, which is like a dyed or carbon, ceramic, or IR ceramic film, based on long-term value. Do you park mostly outside or in a garage? Is a tint more for comfort, style, or both? What is most important to you? Budget, performance, or warranty? It helps position you for your good, better, best package without sounding pushy of what they want. And then last one, have you read tint before? What did you like or not like about it? Reveals a prior experience and expectations so you can prevent objections later. What not to do when asking questions. Again, if you're going to screenshot something, I'd screenshot this. Like we talked about multiple times, never jump straight to price. For example, customer, how much for tint? If you say it's $250, you end the conversation before discovering what matters to your customer. You're given a number and not a reason to buy. Never ask a closed-ended question too early. Do you want tint or not? Do you want the cheapest option? Why it fails. Yes, no questions stop the conversation to make you sound pushy or transactional. Use jargon technical terms the customer doesn't understand. You want to make it simple so they understand what you're conveying to them. Do you prefer 2 mil IR film or nano ceramic? Customers care about comfort and protection, not specs. You lose them if they feel confused or talked down to. Never make assumptions instead of asking them. And then this is a little bit small here, but we'll blow it up for you guys as well. You're probably just looking for the cheapest option, right? And we get this a lot of times. So elephant in the room, we see a lot of those shops, the $99 shops, the $150 shops, getting those cheap customers. We flip, so that every 10 of those customers that want the $99 option, we actually flip 5 of them into our $350 package by following these exact systems. So a better approach. What kind of vehicle do you have? Is heat rejection or privacy more important to you? Do you park mostly outdoors? When you ask thoughtful, open questions, you learn what truly matters to the customer, and that lets you confidently prescribe the right solution instead of quoting a random price. They want to feel taken care of. They want to feel listened to. Next is we've asked the question. We didn't stop the dialogue right away, which is giving them a price. Once we ask those questions, we want to listen actively. So once you ask, stop talking. Let them tell you what they care about. Take notes and repeat back what they said. So comfort and heat rejection are the most important for you. Got it. This simple reflection builds trust and authority and shows that you're actually listening to them to what your customer wants. Then we prescribe with confidence. Now that you know their needs, you can recommend the right solution. Customers, again, the number one thing with sales is customers have a problem. You want to be the solution to their problem. Figure out their problem, prescribe, or give them a solution that meets what they're looking for. Now that you know their needs, you can recommend the right solution. Based on what you told me, you park outside, you want to reduce heat. Our ceramic tint is the best fit. It blocks up to 90% of infrared heat and includes a lifetime warranty. Now you've shifted the entire conversation from being a price giver to a trusted advisor, giving that trust and that you know what you're talking about, and you're the not the authority, but you're the trained professional in this scenario. So not just somebody in your garage slapping on tint. You're the actual trusted advisor, giving your customers the proper information for what they're doing. So real life example. Customer comes to you, how much for tint? You, depends on your goals. Are you more focused on heat rejection, privacy, or just the look? This is my favorite opening question because it doesn't give your customers the chance for yes or no answer. You actually create that dialogue with them. So the customer says, mostly heat, my car gets super hot. Perfect. I'd recommend our ceramic film. It blocks heat instead of just darkening the glass. It's around $349 and comes with a lifetime warranty. Would you like to come in tomorrow or Saturday? Even that last part, I would also change it to we have an opening tomorrow and we have another opening Saturday where I can get you booked in. What time works for you? We found that this exact script turns from a $150 price shopper to $349 ceramic customer by asking the right questions. Now, I'm in Canada. I think most of you guys are in Canada as well. It's cold. We understand that heat rejection is not the biggest selling point this time of year. So we also have a winter conversion example. Now, a couple of questions I always get is that it's the winter time. Tint isn't busy. Can we install tint in the winter time? Yes, yes, yes. Tint, I find we can sell more in the winter time. Specifically, dealerships sell a lot more cars, so it gives us opportunity for new cars to actually tint it. Window tint has a great benefit in the winter time as well. So another example here, customer, how much for tint? Depends on what you're looking for. Are you more focused on reducing glare, keeping heat inside, or just improving the look? My number one selling point in the wintertime is reducing glare. So selling sun strips and driver passenger windows. I know a couple of you are in here from British Columbia and Quebec. I know you guys can't really, some of you guys can't install it on it, but it still works for the outside as well. When it snows, driving and getting the glare off the snow is one of the worst things and dangerous things for a driver. So we really sell that glare. Mostly keeping the car warm. It gets freezing in the morning. So again, it's going to actually help with insulation of the car. Perfect. I'd recommend our ceramic film. It helps with the inside of the cabin by keeping the heat inside during the winter and blocking glare from the snow and sun. It's around $349, comes with a lifetime warranty. Would you like to come in this weekend or early next week? I would change that last one to we have availability this Saturday and availability next Tuesday. What works better for your schedule? So giving them a not an open-ended question, but having that dialogue with that customer. This is the duplicate slide here. So next, how do we actually build daily leads? So where do these people come from? So we're not going to spend too much time, but we'll say, where do I get leads? How do I get leads from? What can I do with actually getting leads? So Google Business Posts. So one thing that by changing your authority as well is having a GMB listing. So Google My Business listing. So a lot of installers that say, I'm not getting leads. How do I make sure that I'm the authority and I'm the trust professional out there? Have a Google business page. They're very easy to set up. Even if you're mobile, there's ways that you can get it set up. And we have a couple articles on our website and in your Google Drives as well that actually show you how to set up your GMB. So if you're in here, when a customer, one of you guys said here, people are hesitant to admit to someone that's new and starting out, build a Google business profile. Get as many reviews and posting on there as well. Post every day. And yes, on your GMB, you can post videos, you can post pictures of your work as well that shows that you're the professional here. Instagram Reels and TikTok videos. Now, we're starting to do a new little performance testing on this as well. Everybody shows before and after pictures of their cars. Again, anybody that has a car before and after looks great from any distance. Customers want to see your work in action. So we had a couple guys in Vancouver a couple courses ago that actually had the meta glasses that showed them tinting vehicles wearing the meta glasses. They got a hands-on look of what they actually do. Showed they're professional. They covered up door panels. They took care of the customer's car. They made these reels that got over 30,000 views, and they only had a couple hundred Instagram followers. So taking your marketing to the next level with Instagram Reels and TikTok videos, don't just show before and after pictures, show the process. Again, the number one viewed Instagram and Facebook Reels are cooking. Everybody wants to sees the process of cooking. It's not the most nicest looking stuff, but people like to see the process. Show the process of what you go through. Facebook Marketplace. Now, Facebook Marketplace is kind of dead. If you are on Facebook Marketplace, you probably get 1 out of 20 leads that come through. Again, these scripts are very good to go through that method as well. Local dealership and referral with past customers. Now, selling without selling. So DM script example, customer, how much for tint? Thanks for reaching out. What vehicle do you have, and are you looking for heat rejection or privacy? Turns this from a yes, no, from a price shopper to a transactional into a conversation. Now, pro tip, 70% of the sales happen after the second or third follow-up. Now, this is the most important thing that I have to say. So 9 times out of 10, no one's going to book on the first follow-up. People are busy. They might have seen your ad on a whim. They got sidetracked doing something else. The booking and the money is in the follow-ups. So follow up, follow up, follow up. You're going to get that customer the second or third time following up with them. If you can get a lot of your customers first time booking in, you're doing way better than most people out there. It's all about the follow-up. I get a message on WhatsApp or email at least once a week. Adam, no one's booking with me. So I always have them screenshot their conversation and there's zero follow up. Again, you want to follow up with that customer each and every time to get the conversation back open and that you know you haven't forgot about them. So customers aren't just buying tint or PPF, they're buying comfort, protection, and confidence in your work. When someone asks how much for tint, they don't really mean give me a number. They mean, can I trust you? Is it worth it? Will you take care of my car? Your job is to shift the conversation from price to value. Why this works. So traditional old school salespeople focus on closing. Successful installers focus on connecting by asking questions that uncover needs and emotions. People don't buy the cheapest tint, they buy the clearest explanation. By focusing on comfort, performance, and long term value, you become a trusted advisor and not just a salesperson. Example number one. So, if you get a social media or DM inquiry, this is for Instagram or Facebook. Customer, how much for tint? Hey, thanks for reaching out. What vehicle do you have? Are you more interested in glare reduction or keeping the heat inside during the wintertime? Wait for response. Customer response 2022 SUV, mostly for glare and warmth. Perfect. Our ceramic film helps retain heat in the cabin and cuts glare from snow and headlights. Most SUV owners choose our mid-tier package, which is between, I would change that from at around to between $349 and $999, depending on the shade. Would you like to book this week? Now, some shops we work with do charge differently per shade. If you charge the same per shades of 5%, 15%, 20% is all one price, I would change that number from just $349 or the $369 price point. So just remember that. Would you like to book this week? Or I have availability. So I would even change that would you like to book this week into I have availability Tuesday or Saturday. What time works best for you? You move from the price benefit to the guided conversation. You're showing that you're busy, but you can actually get them into your schedule. Next one, on the phone. So the customer phones you. Hi, how much to tint a Civic? Thanks for calling. Is it a two-door or four-door, or are you looking for more privacy or to keep your car warmer? I always really like this approach as well because it shows that you're knowledgeable about the cars out there as well. Giving them a little bit of tidbit about their car so you know exactly what they're talking about. Talking about the trim. Oh, is it the hatchback model or is it the sedan model? Customer, mostly to keep it warmer indoor. Perfect. Our ceramic tint is designed to block cold and retain heat. It's a $349 with a lifetime warranty. I can fit you in Friday morning or Saturday afternoon. What works best for you? Now back to the sedan, and I got just a message. Car I was thinking of was a high-end Elantra. You can get it with a sedan version, or you can get it with a hatchback version as well. So next, key takeaways of what we just talked about. Stop quoting prices, build trust with your customers. Always ask at least one discovery question before giving a price. So this is an underline what you want to do. Never just give away a price. Give them one question that we talked about in our 3-tiered system. Ask them one question before you actually give them price. Focus on what the customer feels, not what you know. Educate, don't persuade. So follow up the inquiry at least 3 times. Most sales happen after the second or third message. So I always like to have my guys follow up. So the first one, 24 to 48 hours. Second one, 72 hours to about 5 days. You don't want to seem too pushy. You don't want to seem that you're too needy and need their business right away. But following up shows them that you're in your best interest and that you actually want their business. You're not just giving copy and paste quotes out there. What are my talking points? So we say it again, you're not selling film, you're solving problems, glare, heat, discomfort, fading attention. When you speak like an expert who cares, customers stop comparing you to the shop down the street. So we always talk about this as well. There's a ton of brand films out there, and I don't really go too deep into brands of film. But again, I always suggest get a brand of film that you have a good rapport with, that's local, that's easy to get, and gives a good warranty program. Customers don't buy your services because the film that you use. They buy you. So you're not selling the film, you're solving the problems. I always say this in our course. So you've taken our course before, you always hear me say this. When someone gets a car either window tinted or PPF'd by you, they're not going to, and you do a terrible job or you don't do a great job, they're not going to bash the film, they're going to bash the installer. When every car that rolls out of your shop has your name and your business name on it. So you're selling yourself and you're selling the benefits of it. You're not selling that brand of film. So we get the question all the time, what's the best brand of film? I only want to use X film. I only want to use Y film. Focus on your craft, focus on your communication with the customer. It's going to take you light years away before any kind of brand of film will do that. So let's talk about objections. So again, we've all heard these objections. I get these probably 3, 4, 5 times a day. The big 5 are, that's too expensive. I need to think about it. Let me talk to my spouse. Someone else is cheaper. Can you do a discount? So I probably hear these all the time, and I assume that you guys have had these 5 objections as well. So how you respond to objections. So remember our framework: listen, acknowledge, explore, respond. Customer says someone else is cheaper. I totally understand, but not all tint is the same. We use ceramic film with a lifetime warranty, so you never have to redo it. I always say, you know where we are. We're a quick call away. We always make sure our customers are taken care of. Now, one of my biggest thing in business is you never want to bash or talk down about another business. That just makes you look a lot worse. We understand there's a ton of guys out there doing it for a lot cheaper, doing it for $100, $99. Everybody in here has seen the ads. Again, I never want to bash those guys and put down someone else's business. Everybody has a unique way of running their program and running your business. I just want to show how myself gives them the best quality, the best service, and the best trust. I would say, well, we've done a couple of those jobs, and I've actually had to redo them. So we don't want to bash the business. We want to say, give them the proper framework that they can trust us. They know if anything does go wrong, we're here to fix it for them as well. And we are trained, we're certified, and we use proper brand films that give them the confidence to use us. So win on value, not on price. We just talked about win on value, not on price. When your value is clear, price is irrelevant. So that's a little quote from our book. Show, don't tell. So number one that we do now. So I'll come back to your question a little bit there, Aaron. So show, don't tell. So the biggest thing that we like is heat lamps. You actually buy these on Amazon. Now, I just went on a big rampage, not rampage, but a little bit of a tangent about not bashing other shops. Now, a lot of these $100 shops, we've sent cars in there. I've gone undercover in there. A lot of cheap guys. So a lot of people sell stuff that they're actually not installing on cars. Again, if I look at it, I can't really tell what kind of film it is. So we actually show them with a heat lamp. Now you can buy heat lamps on Amazon for $100. A heat lamp is where it has a heat bulb in it. You can has 4 sides. You can put a piece of film over top of the heat lamp, and the customer can actually feel how that actually breaks down on their breaks down the heat. Show before and after pictures. Now, my biggest thing is giving them testimonials of people that have used your service. So the new tactic that we like to use as well is when a customer picks up their car, get a video testimony of them. Show them picking up their car, giving them an explanation of why they chose your business. Videos are a lot better than just words. So we find the biggest update that we get is that when showing customer when they pick up their car, their surprise, their excitement, how they like to change the car. So Aaron, I've been asked, will they get pulled over for having tint even though it's within legal limit? Do you mean the front 2 windows? And what state or province are you in, Aaron? Everybody's in here is from a different part of the world. You're in Ontario. So in Ontario, tinting is actually a secondary charge. It's a little bit looser than BC, Quebec. So in Quebec, I get pulled over all the time for my personal cars. They're very strict across the Quebec border. So in Ontario, they're not supposed to pull over. It's actually a secondary charge up here. So you need to be doing a primary infraction to be putting over. It's actually, if you chat GPT and look on Google, it actually shows it. So what part of Ontario are you in, if you don't mind me asking? Yeah, so Ottawa, we get this a lot from Ottawa. You guys are right on the border. So again, when I jump the Quebec border, I have a couple tickets up there as well, just because Quebec's very strict. They see the Ontario license plate. But in the province of Ontario, Window tint is a secondary charge, so it's actually not a pullovable offense unless you're doing a primary infraction, which is like speeding, going through red light, stuff like that. In Ontario, legal you can put on is 35%. And you can show them with either a tint meter as well. They're about $70 or $80 on Amazon. You also show them box when they get that as well. Quebec can be a little more stricter with that. So if they are a customer, we have a lot of customers in Ottawa that jump back and forth working in Gatineau or working up in Quebec. Their laws are a little stricter up there, so you can go lighter within their shades. I believe their shades are either 50% or 70%. Price confidence script. So, like we talked about objections, we talked about scripts that you can follow. Now, you need to be confident. If you're unsure in what you're doing, it's not going to give you the best booking rate on that. So, you want to be confident, especially if you're over top of the phone and talking to someone face to face. Be confident in your pricing. Our surround package is $349. Includes lifetime warranty and blocks up to 95% infrared heat. It's our most popular option for window tint. Never say this word never starts at without value. Do say includes full light warranty and UV protection. People think that their film is just paper on windows. There's actually a lot more benefits for just being darkened paper on their windows. The goal. Your tone and delivery matter as much as your price. Customers don't listen to what you say, they feel how you say it. If you sound hesitant, they'll doubt your value. If you sound confident, they'll trust your expertise and pay your price without hesitation. Now, someone asked in here, I'm new, I'm just starting off. Now, the biggest thing for guys that are doing this new, now, I've had some tinters, again, in our Orlando group, we had a couple guys a couple weeks ago that are tinting flawlessly. And I have guys, they tint better than I've seen tinters 20, 30 years been doing this. The difference between them is their confidence. If you're confident in your skill and what you're doing, you book every single customer. And that's with a lot of newer guys, they have a problem with that confidence. And they get really worried working on the customer service aspect of it as well. So the psychology behind confidence, price hesitation equals doubt. Price confidence equals trust. The customer will mirror your uncertain self. If you're uncertain, they'll be uncertain booking with you as well. When you quote with calm authority, it signals that your pricing is fair, proven, and professional. People don't want cheap. They want to feel safe in choosing you. So at the end of the day, you will have that odd customer who just wants the cheapest. They're getting rid of the car. And I get those customers as well. They're buying cars or flipping cars. They just want the cheapest film out there. That's not my customer. At the end of the day, when you ask those discovery questions, they're going to keep their car for 5, 6, 7 years. They do not want the cheapest option. They want the best value, the best service, and the best benefits of that window film with that lifetime warranty. Your confidence script, say it smoothly without apologizing or over explaining. Our ceramic package is $349, includes a lifetime warranty, blocks up to 95% of infrared heat. It's our most popular option. Then I'll go, most of my customers with SUVs or trucks go with this option. Keep your tone steady. Pause after saying the price. Silence shows confidence. If you give them the price and you keep talking, keep going on in circles, it gives your customer that uncertainty, like you're not confident in your price. You'll notice your car feels cooler, AC runs less, and your interior stays protected all year. Let's go to real life example. So that's more than I was expecting. Totally understand. A lot of people say that at first, but once you feel the difference with ceramic, it's night and day. You'll notice less glare, less heat, and a smoother ride every day. You're not defending your price, you're reinforcing your value. If you start defending your price and going the defensive, you lost that conversation. You do not want to defend if your customer kind of calls you out on it or doesn't expect it that much. You want to reinforce of the value that they're going to get. Now, this part of the script can be changed multiple times. You want to reinforce your value of why it's great value for what they're getting. Pro tip, the anchor technique. Our premium ceramic is $349. Most dealerships charge $600 to $800 for the same film and for the same film. By anchoring your price higher, $349 now feels reasonable and a premium. So a lot of dealerships out there do charge $1,200, $2,800 for window tint. You're anchoring that the most cost-effective value and that you're actually worth that price, what you're doing. So a couple key takeaways. Confidence beats charisma. Customers buy certainty. If you're confident and certain in your product, you'll win them every time. Always connect your price to a specific benefit. Avoid filler words like around, starts at, or depends. Present your offer as a fact and not a favor. And with silence, let the value sink in. Like I said, I see guys all the time. I sit in a lot of shops. They'll talk, 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 talk. Customer gets confused. It loses them, and they forget about the price, and they feel just kind of almost taken advantage of. Always have a pause, let your customer think and reflect. Now, upselling. So, upselling lifetime clients. So, number one shop that we see that doesn't do well is they offer kind of one service. You always want to upsell and prescribe and build value in that customer. So, if you're a Tint customer, you can always offer PPF on the hood and bumper. Now, again, you're not selling, you're prescribing. I see a lot of, so for example, Honda Electric comes in, I see a lot of these make model cars come in. They build up a lot of rock chips around the front hood and the front fenders and the front bumper. We get a great success out of applying PPF to this part of the car. And then you can kind of go into your discovery question, ask them if kind of that's important to you. Now, if you have a PPF customer, you always offer windshield film. Now, a big thing that we're offering now is windshield protection film. We did a couple webinars on it back. If you're in this industry, I would highly suggest start looking into windshield protection film. Now, next is we always want to talk about, so Aaron asked about creating news, someone starting out, always want to build your reviews. Now, I always equate this to if you go to a restaurant and you have a great meal, good service, and it's a fair price, most people don't go on to Google or they don't go on to review sites and give a great review. People have to be trained to giving great reviews. So always ask your customers for reviews. Ask them to videotape. So a trick that, not trick, but a scenario that works well in my shops. Say, if you don't mind giving me a quick 30-minute testimonial, I'll apply a free sunstrip that's worth about 70, 80 bucks. That is more value for me, having those on my Instagram and social pages, someone talking about our services, why they chose us, and backs up everything that we've gone through in this actual system that we just talked about. So the real life business growth with this formula, we see that we've tried it with about 10 shops just before we did this webinar. We found that they got about 30% close rates. They're actually went higher just by having that conversation and prescribing. Increase your average ticket value because, again, if you have that confidence, it allows you to charge a little bit more. Next is we're going to talk a little bit about partnering with dealerships. So we handle Tint and PPF installs for dealerships, certified, insured, and fast turnaround. Who's the best turnaround to speak with? So this is if you're talking to an actual dealership. So mindset is mastery. So now with the dealerships, I'm going to email that out to you a little bit earlier. So biggest thing is your mindset. So you're not selling a tint, you're selling a peace of mind. The ultimate sales and objection. That's actually from the book that we have. I'm big on affirmations and confirmation. So repeat it. I'm professional. My skill is valuable. I deliver confidence. When you believe it, your customers will as well. So, and I think this is not going to call you up. This thing that we got to work on with you a little bit as well. So action steps after this webinar. So we don't want you just to watch this, to read this, to take our scripts and kind of never do it again. I'm big on action steps. So if you're watching this on your phone, take a screenshot. If you're on your laptop, take a picture from your phone. These are 5 things you should do every single day. So use one of the scripts that we've given you. Use one script a week, see how it goes. Track your leads, track your closes. Every lead that comes through, follow up with them 3 times. Approach one dealership per week. Ask every happy customer for a review. If you follow these 5 things, you will increase your closing and will increase your booking. So again, follow script. We'll email these out to you probably tonight or tomorrow. Start tracking your leads and your closes. Follow up with every client. So again, follow up with them if you don't hear back from them right away. 24 to 40 hours is the first one. 72 hours of 3 days is, or 72 hours of 5 days is the second one. Approach one dealership per week. Email them, go in, talk to them. every customer that you do well with and they're happy, get a video review. Have them standing in front of their car talking about what they expected, how they felt, and your level of service, and get it on video. Quick 15 to 20-second video. In that video, I would go a little showing them the process of actually tinting or applying PPF to their vehicle. So, final takeaway after this webinar. Now, again, follow those action steps. Confidence converts. System scale. Action creates freedom. Follow those 5 action steps. Follow the scripts that we've given you. Start that today. If you've already been tinting or if you've already been doing PPF, go through your Facebook messages, go through your text messages, go through your emails. Follow up with every single one. Now, our kind of goal is to make sure that you guys are successful and that we give you the proper support. Email me. There's my email address. Screenshot it, copy, paste it, or you can call my office as well if you want to talk about, if you have questions. We have that WhatsApp as well. As soon as I close this group here, the chat group's going to be gone. So make sure that you go through, find that chat group. If you get stuck, I highly suggest to post it in that WhatsApp group. I'll answer to every single one. You can, if you want to do it privately or personally, you can email me there. I answer personally every single email. And then, or you can call and get a hold of us as well. If you want to look at kind of more courses out there, we do have a lot of tint and PPF courses coming out. So email me as well. I thank you guys for joining us. I hope that helps you guys, everybody in here, with issues they may be having. Now, this is not rocket science. This is not, we're not splitting the atom and making it very difficult. It's about asking questions, doing those discovery questions, listening, and following up and prescribing. Now, this will increase. We don't want you to just give a price. So every day I have customers, students take our course that they're having trouble with booking. When I go through their messages, they're just giving a price, they never hear back. Change the script, make control of the script, be confident, follow those steps. We hope you guys are successful. If you follow our scripts and it's kind of worked out well, email us and let us know. We'd love to hear that you guys are doing well. We do another webinar next week based on highlight taillight tint, which you guys will get an email from that as well. We hope you have a great evening. Again, thanks for joining us. This webinar will be emailed out to you probably tonight or tomorrow. Have a great night.